Sup sports fans, last weekend we got to see the latest YouTuber boxing event take place. This time around it's an event called Creator Clash and it was run by iDubbbz and his wife Anissa. This took the internet by surprise. The ex-content cop is now really into boxing and wants to throw a huge boxing event and donate all the proceeds to charity. Luckily, Creator Clash was a huge success. The stadium sold out on ticket sales and there were over 100,000 pay-per-view sales. And not only that, as someone who watched the live stream, it was genuinely entertaining. Great fights and no technical hiccups occurred. Even the naysayers who didn't believe in the event admitted they were wrong after seeing it.
You guys delivered. Creator Clash is a W for sure. Thank you guys.
Ian has said in interviews that he would like Creator Clash to happen annually, making a YouTube's version of the Super Bowl. And now that it's proven to be successful, that looks like a very real possibility. And I for one am very happy that Creator Clash gave YouTube this sense of community, because in my personal opinion, this platform really hasn't felt like a community in quite some time. Regardless, now that we all have that YouTube boxing fever, I couldn't help but think of the one YouTuber on this platform who probably has the most embarrassing boxing career. And the creator that I'm referring to is none other than Deji Alatunji. As some of you may know, I have quite the history with Deji. It's been 2 years since my last video on the guy, so I figured it was time to take a more recent updated look at him. Of course, only focusing on the boxing stuff. For those of you who may not be aware, the artist formerly known as Comedy Shorts Gamer has had a total of 3 boxing fights. This all started back in August of 2018. KSI and Logan Paul were having their first big boxing fight, and Deji and Jake Paul were the co-main event. Going into this fight, Jake was very much a villain in many people's eyes, so the majority were rooting for Deji. But leading up to the event, it was becoming more and more clear that Deji was not taking his boxing training seriously. His boxing coach Vidal quit on Deji, and Deji was kicked out of the Sidemen house for being a bad roommate. Not to mention the day before the fight, the weigh-in took place. KSI, Logan, and Jake Paul were all shredded, while Deji was clearly out of shape. Now, to be fair, Deji did pretty well in his fight with Jake. They fought for 5 rounds, Deji made Jake Paul's nose gush with blood and really surprised us all with his fighting spirit. But unfortunately, Jake did go home with the gold that night. And then KSI and Logan Paul's match ended in a tie. So yeah, not the best night for the Alatunji family, that's for sure. But JJ did redeem himself in the Squeakquel fight. However, Deji did not fight that night, so we can just skip that boxing event altogether. Deji's second fight does not take place until June 12th of 2021, almost 3 years after his initial boxing match. This time around, it's for an event called Social Gloves, YouTubers versus TikTokers. This is one of YouTube's more notorious boxing events, not because it's bad to watch, but because it is just surrounded by many controversies. Austin McBroom trying to hide the fact he was the man in charge of the event, the fighters not getting paid, and the judges calling it a draw between Taylor Holder and Anisan Gibb. Deji does get a little bit of a demotion this time around. He is not the main fight, he is not the co-main fight, but his fight does land right around that 3rd place slot. And his opponent is none other than Vinny Hacker. Now for those of you who don't know who he is, that's okay, because neither do I. He joined 100 Thieves recently, I know that, but that's pretty much it. Originally, Deji was supposed to fight Taylor Holder, but he demanded an easier fight than that, which is why he fought Vinny. Not to mention, the internet's overall consensus is that Deji has this W in the bag. I mean, there's no way he can lose, man, right? Wrong! I think Deji had a huge ego going into this fight. Actually, I know he did. Take a look at how he was acting just seconds before the fight started.
Gentlemen, you got your instructions before the fight. You know what's expected of you. Relax.
Dude, what is wrong with you? Ever heard of good sportsmanship? Anyway, the fight starts. You immediately see the improvement in Deji's form, his energy, and the determination on his face is very apparent. Rewatching this fight, I don't understand why Deji holds Vinny so many fucking times. And after just watching Creator Clash recently, I can tell you for a fact that no one in those fights were holding each other as much as this. The fight was going decently in the first 2 rounds, but then, all of a sudden, this happens as soon as round 3 starts.
All right, here we go, round number 3. Deji and Vinny Hacker and...
Wait, what happened?
What happened right there?
He could have some wobbly legs. I don't really know what happened.
The dude takes a knee. I mean, his body did not have enough time to recover during the break. Vinny wasn't going down without a fight. Deji was struggling at this point to keep it together, and before round 3 could end, Vinny took the win.
And now Vinny Hacker, he gets smell the finish. He gets bent over.
Oh my God!
It's over.
Finally, TikTok on the board. The winner here, Vinny Hacker.
This was an insane upset, not only because this was supposed to be an easy win for Deji, but also because Vinny Hacker was the only TikToker who won that night. That's right. In this YouTuber versus TikToker boxing event, every YouTuber had won their fight except for Deji. You know how embarrassing that is? To be the only one on your side to lose. To be the one person who ruined your team's perfect streak. I'm not even being funny. It's just a disgrace. Nobody was more upset about this than Big Brother KSI. JJ makes an 8.5 minute video going in on Deji, hitting Deji with some of the toughest love I've ever seen.
You're an easy fight, because we all know your stamina is worse than Snorlax. All you need to do is survive, what, 2 rounds? And then we all know that you're gonna just do the knee for Black Lives Matter and then give up. Fam, you put black people back 100 years with that loss. After that loss, I slept and I had a dream about me being in cornfields.
KSI got some backlash from this, but for the most part we all moved on from this. After his second loss, Deji decides to take a break from YouTube, so he steps away to reflect on everything and where he goes from here. A whole 6 months pass and Deji returns to the platform with a video called Redemption.
Dej, balls in your court, man. Go ham.
This video is a 90-second montage of Deji training and announcing not only is he back on YouTube, but his 3rd fight is happening sooner than you think. A month later, it is announced that Deji will be fighting in Showstar's boxing event, and their gimmick is UK versus USA. I don't really know much about this event, because I really don't care, and I assume neither do you. And wouldn't you know it, Deji is set to fight Alex Wasabi, a creator who's been making videos on YouTube since 2006. Now, Alex Wasabi and KSI have been beefing for years. As soon as JJ started appearing in the boxing scene, Wasabi wanted in, but KSI never took him seriously. In fact, JJ would aggressively laugh in his face on several occasions.
And if we ever step into that ring together, I guarantee by 2nd round, you will be face down on the canvas.
I can't do this. I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't react. I'm sorry. I can't do it. I can't.
So now that Alex is finally getting the opportunity to not only get into the ring, but also face off against KSI's little brother, how could he refuse? Deji has too much riding on this fight. It's his 3rd fight. He's 0-2, and he promises that he will never box if he loses again.
You had to lose your last fight to get to where you are now. Are you gonna fight again, even if you lose?
No.
Really?
I'm not funny.
This is it?
If I lose, I'm not funny.
No way. Why? You did all the work.
That's more pressure on your shoulders.
Yeah, that's a lot of pressure.
The day finally comes. March 6th of 2022. Deji Alatunji versus Alex Wasabi. Deji's form has become even better this time around, and Alex comes at him with a lot of energy. Then there was this weird moment during the 2nd round when a fan somehow jumped into the ring. Luckily, security stopped him before he did anything. And again, you can see Deji holding his opponent many times throughout the fight. I just think Deji needs a hug, bro. Like, seriously, when was the last time this man was held by a loved one? To my surprise, this fight actually goes all 5 rounds. This is good. This is the first time that Deji actually lasted the entire fight. So it was time to go to the judges for their ruling, and unfortunately,
A third and final judge scores about 48-47, declaring your winner by split decision, Alex Wassabi!
Deji has lost yet again. This is just degrading at this point. He's let us down for the third time, boys. KSI makes another video again expressing how disappointed he is and maybe Deji should just quit.
Bro, you lost. What are you doing? What are you doing? Nigga, at least he hit you. At least he hit you. Did you hit him? Did you even throw to hit him? Like, what one? Cool, you evaded his shots. Then what? What did you do then? You just looked at him. You just stared at him, fam. You didn't do the most basic thing in boxing. Punching.
Alex Wassabi was enraged at this video. As an older brother himself, he felt it was necessary to make a response video defending Deji and calling out JJ. These two go back and forth for a bit, and KSI just announced he will be making his return to boxing later this year in August. Will he actually be fighting Alex? Will it be Austin McBroom? Or will he just go straight to Jake Paul? I think it's most likely Alex, but we'll see. So to wrap this up, Deji, what the fuck are you doing? I know you only started boxing because KSI started doing it, and for some reason you're under this impression that you have to copy everything Big Brother does as if you're a child. But you do realize you don't have to box, right? Like, I sincerely doubt that your guys' father is forcing you to do this. You are your own person. Your individuality makes you you. Should Deji box again? The answer is an obvious fuck no. At this rate, he's not gonna win a fight unless it's against Ryan's Toys Reviews, an actual child. Look, boxing is not the kind of sport you can fake it until you make it. And the reality of the situation is that just Deji refuses to give his training 110%. Even if he wins his next fight, it's kind of tainted because of how long it took him to get a victory in the ring. So I say, don't even bother. If I had to make an educated guess, I'd probably say we're gonna see Deji box in the next Creator Clash event whenever that happens. And if it does truly happen, then I sincerely wish him luck, but I really don't believe that he'll win. And it's okay. Not everybody has to be a fucking boxer. Also, hot take incoming, can we stop giving all this praise to YouTubers who go into boxing? I am tired of people going, oh, they're so brave. No, they're not. Look, I understand that you can legitimately die in the ring, but if you're someone going in there because you'll earn 6 or 7 figures, then you're not brave, you're just chasing a bag. Now for the creators who are boxing an event like Creator Clash, those I do consider brave because all those proceeds are going to charity, they're not getting paid at all to do that, there's no material gain for them to do it, so kudos to those people for sure. And to all the Deji fanboys watching this video, look, you can insult me all you want, you guys have yet to prove me wrong on a lot of the criticisms that I've given towards the guy over the years. That's it for this video. Follow me at Pinkamus on all platforms, and if you want to watch my past Deji videos to get a better look at other aspects of his career, go right ahead. And actually in the next video, we will be talking about a huge Deji fanboy, so stay tuned for that. And I have one last message for Deji. You know what? Maybe you should box again. In fact, you should box 2012's presidential candidate, Mitt Romney.